the bolts, sorry, from falling out when you do that, and that's the only purpose they have, and otherwise they're a real nuisance when you're doing up the drum because they stick on there and you've got to make sure they're up a little bit. Okay, so I always make sure that the drum is well lubricated. Personally, I do use a little bit of oil sometimes because I find it better than Vaseline. Vaseline is good because it's dry, but it does dry up after a while. The problem with a little bit of like machine oil, so machine oil or something like that, is you end up getting it on your uniforms. And that's not such a good thing. So, so Vaseline is better in that sense. And all I do is normally take those out and like if I have a paper rag or have a little bit of Vaseline and I'll just put it around there. Alright, and I'll put it in and there's always a little bit left. You can see this, if you use Vaseline here, it comes up and I just go around the drum and wipe it out later on where it's come up as it's shredded in. So you can see whether you've used a bit of Vaseline. These are well oiled, so that's really nice. They've done a decent job of doing that in the factory. They haven't sent you a drum with dry bolts, right? So that's really good. Now, normally with the shell, I normally do put a little bit of Vaseline around here. I just like to lubricate that a little bit. Now this is your chance to check everything on the snare mechanism, because this is the only time you can get to influence the snare against the head of the drum, because you can't do that when you take the top off because the top isn't on there. So this is your opportunity, and if you didn't know before, that drum just sits in there. It's also your opportunity to polish the shell. Take all the fingerprints off. Alright, because you can't get in very easily.
Guys, clean up the shell.
You got a rag? Cleaning cloth in your drum case.
Thank you, everybody.
A little cleaning cloth in your drum case is a really good thing to take off all the fingerprints. Right? You should do that before you go on parade. Seriously, there's nothing worse than seeing filthy drums. Alright, so your instrument, pipers clean their pipes. You know?
Drum kid the drum.
Clean your drum. Okay? Even on the outside, you know, get the fingerprints off, especially on a black. Especially the nice black looks good on black. I use the same black drum in my school band, and I make the kids clean that, especially. Not all the time because we use the drums a lot, but especially at a contest or a big parade, clean off the drum. Okay, so this is your shell. Looks to me that's about the right size, Tony. Premier have been known to manufacture shells on drums that are slightly longer.
There's not two circles, right?
But that,
There's a two circle.
that's supposed to be there. No, it's okay because that's for the snare. It's just the snare gate, so it's just where the snare cushion's against it. So that's okay. I think that's okay.
They have a wave, it's not the fret on the top.
This one is not even.
No, because it's where the snare goes. See? It's 10 height.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's okay. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't know why they do that, but I can see that that's intentional. Okay. If I was making drums, I don't know that I would do that. But that's the product you've bought, and it looks intentional because it's where that is. Look, the thing is, this isn't a good opportunity for me to show you just how the snare works. Alright, so now incidentally, here's a little. I've done it before, and it's easy to do. I've taken the shell out to clean it. Alright, and without checking which one is the tension and which one is the height, I've put the shell in back to front and put the bottom on, and then wondered why when I'm trying to set my height, nothing's happening and the tension's going up. And also it puts your little badge and your logo all in a different way. So we need to check that in a minute to make sure we've got that right. In fact, looking at it here, I can't even remember which side's which. I think that's my height. There you go. So there we go. So there's the height. See that just coming off? Alright? Oh, it's just where it's loose, right? So now that would slide off. So making sure that that's on. Alright, so now Alright, so just taking that bit of tension on. Was that tension or was
It's
that
all
just
tight.
the
Should be tension.
height? Tension. Oh, tension. It must be tension. It is tension. Right. So you can see it going in and out. That's why that's fallen off. Okay. Ah, silly me. It looked like height because of the way it was coming off there. Okay. So I'm just going to put that back on. Okay. Make sure it's on there. Okay. So now this is where you have to be really careful. So I'm just going to tension that up. See the tension working? Coming back that way?
Yeah, yeah.
Now there it's gripping, so it's not going to fall off when I put the drum on. So I don't want to take it any tighter because I don't know how it's going to settle. Now the height, right? You'd see it lifting off there. All right. Now this is your opportunity to set, because these, well they used to, they still do, move. Look at that. Ah, now if that was set like that, that would go down and it wouldn't be sitting on the head quite right there. So as we bring it down on the head, we're going to make sure that that's set right. Just put it in. Yeah, that's now sitting. So I could just feel that. I could actually feel that pinch as it came down. Just sit on, and now I'm just going to even that up on either side. Because sometimes they don't quite set that right. So that's okay. Now. Okay, so at that point you can't see the snare, and it's just sitting against there. So that you can see there. Where you Priscilla, come around here, because you're the one that can't sleep at night, right? So you need to come and do this, right? Okay, so just tension that up till it bites. So you can go this direction, clockwise. You feel it biting. You can feel it sitting just at that point. It's against the head. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's not showing at the moment. Just keep going. Alright, let's have a cheek. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. A little bit.
A little bit, right? So was it that side or was it the other side? It was this side, wasn't it? The height. Yeah. See it? Alright.
See the shape.
Okay. Now, you can see that that's still got lots of give in it. It's not that tight, is it? Remember what I was telling you about the pressure? See? Now you've got to remember, this is Kevlar. They use it in bulletproof vests. They use it in rocket launch pads. So I don't think that little bit of pressure that you've put on there is going to do any damage to that. Over time, you might notice once the head's worn out, it has a little bit of scratch in there, but I've never known a drum head to break because it's worn through or something like that, you know what I mean? Okay, so look, I'm pretty happy with the way that's set. Right, so, height. Correct, it was height, isn't it? I do silly things like that all the time. The shell looks pretty round. See how it's sitting against the... It looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks round. It's okay.
Circle.
Okay.
Circle.
Circle? Yeah, circle. Okay. Personally, it depends where you want your logos. It doesn't really matter on the bottom because no one's going to look. I always do my tops this way. And I do the tops that way because I can see where the snare sits and I can get people to play in the middle, and then it's all uniform. Okay? So I normally have it like that actually, where the drum would sit with the Premier there, and we go there, and they can play in the middle. Right, so that's a little guide, but that's up to you. We'll centre that off. Okay, now who's gonna do this up for me? your gates here. Now the thing is, you just want to position that so that it's sitting in nicely, right, and down. Okay, and you want to make sure that your bolts are all straight. So you're lining it up so it's straight. Now, this is where I would finger tighten it. So you've got to be a little bit careful, because if you tighten too much on one side, it's going to go down on one side. So perhaps perhaps a couple of you do it, one on one side, one on the other, and you're just taking it down just so it sits against the top of the rim. Now you can get tuning blocks, and that's little blocks that are different sizes, and they're really good for just checking things off as well. But normally I always do the bottom by eye because there's not a lot of room in there. So don't go
好多支古時喎嗰度，係咪用得㗎？
佢啱啱貼住個框啫嘛。
我你咁樣扭用古時扭算啲啊？係咯。
唔係你有個膠圈嗰度一路你捉住條膠圈擰啊。
咦係喎。
Okay, now the other thing you can do, if you don't want to be too fussy, is at that point you can, once you've sort of got them in and started, you can just put a key on it and just take it to the point where there. It's like just sitting. You can feel that with your finger pinch. There. There, just there, just to the point where it takes off the slack. So there, the slack is off. Slack is off. That one. Slack is off. Slack is off. Now the reason why that's like that is because it did have a fair bit of stretch in it already. So until I take that back down now, normally a new skin won't have that, it'll just be flat. Okay, so the doctor, I'm the drum doctor. Yeah. Alright.
深拎堅力啲啊！
What's that? Drumming what?
堅力啊
hospital.
hospital
Ah, right.
堅力。
Clinic. Alright, as long as I'm happy with the way that sits on there, then it's probably okay. Sitting pretty good. Alright, so you need to pinpoint where you start, and I would start with a half turn, which is from that point to gauge it with your eye, there, and across, there. Normally leave my finger there so I remember where I started. It's really easy. Now these of course will slacken off around, so they'll get slacker. See that? Slackening off. Start. Alright, around. See? I'm getting lost. Now notice that it's doing that there. You know why? Because they've gone and cut those grooves out of the drum. Why did they do that? I don't know. If I was making a snare drum, I wouldn't do that. I'd want it to be aligned. But it's going to come out. It means I've got the tension down anyway to the point where it starts to come out. But yeah, that's kind of weird, right? Again, it'll just hit the top. Tweak it wherever I need it to be. Yeah, it's pretty good.
我覺得冇咁犀利嘅呢度，一直咁笠咗。
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit less on, just on there.
即係唔會覺得塊地跌咗落去㗎嘛。
Even that up. Means like you're never gonna see. You're not gonna get even tension on there now anyway because it's out of the shell. So I'm gonna just give a little bit more on those sides, those corners. This isn't it. Okay, I'll start working in quarters. Okay, quarter turn, quarter turn. So it's settling in now, so I actually don't want to go much beyond that. It needs to be played a little bit.
It's coming now. It's good.
It's coming out
Yeah,
slowly.
it's coming.
The problem is I've got a fair bit of tension against there and I don't want to go any tighter than that. Now I'm going to leave that there for now, and because I just don't see the point in over tightening the product. Because that's got a fair bit of tension on in the middle, you know what I mean? Now the thing is, you do have to play your drum in. So I'm not going to take this drum down to the point of the other ones because they've had a bit more playing than this. That's going to produce a sound like this. That I'm not going to worry about. That's nothing I can do about that. They've thought that's a good idea, so. Okay, now I'm not going to take the top off because the principle between putting the top head on and the bottom head is exactly the same. Just put it on, make sure your bolts are well lubricated. Now you'll find that the drum starts sticking on the top, and it's these washers that trap it. So you've got to go around and you've got to bring up these. If you take these off and you lose them, and some of them don't have it on, don't worry about it. In fact, you could get rid of them if you wanted, because they're a nuisance. And you've actually got to go around and pull them up on the top, so that they don't start restricting.
懟咗落去喎，好似係嘛？懟上去懟落去，
懟落去。
懟上去，
上邊係嘛？我兩個圈嘅下邊。
乜嘢啊？唔係懟落去咩？
Most people just take them off because it's such a
下
nuisance.
邊仲有一粒嘅。哦。
It's on the
It's on the top already.
but this one.
Alright, now, I can tell that that's still got a little bit of give in it. You can feel that, right? If you press in the middle of that drum, you're going to feel that that's not very tight. Still a fair bit of give. Yeah, and also if you play it, yeah, it's quite flat. It doesn't have, it's kind of got a flatness to it, hasn't it? Now, I'll just take that snare off, because I've set it against the top, but what I've done is I've just set it so it doesn't, so if I take it off, it's still going to stay flush. So that's okay to do that, because I just want to hear how flat the top really is. and you can also tell because there's so much room on there that this drum hasn't been set very high. So that's, as I take that down, it's going to be less room. Okay, I think it works. Yes, because it's going to bring the top up. Alright, so what is the rule here? Go across. It's not
Just a toilet break.
oh, okay. So again, how much tension to put on there? Well, no, maybe is that because I've gone? I wonder if that's because I've gone that way with it. It shouldn't be. Yeah, you probably you could have them in the middle, but oh man. Now this is why is this? So why are these so stiff? I don't know. They're not as hard as these other ones. These were a breeze to set up. There's no tension even on it yet. So and they're oiled. So I don't know. I had the same problem.
The new HTS 800 hard to.
Oh yeah, it is. Man, I don't know why either. You know, the other one was a breeze, and that was, you know, I think higher quality steel tension bolts may make it easier. I don't know, but that's my guess. It's like, that's hard work, hey. Whew. Now, this drum wants to be sharper, and this drum wants to be played in. So, again, that's fine for now, right? Sharper, right? It's going to sound flatter outside than it is in here. It's still flat outside, but that's kind of okay. See, I've only put 1/4 turn on. That's fine. Leave it. Your players are quite soft anyway. They're not hitting like if I was playing this, you know, within a week of playing every night on it or something, I might then give it another quarter, right? But you might be happy to sit with that for a month, 6 weeks. Depends how much you play on it. When it starts going off, when it starts going flat a little bit now, give it a tiny little touch. Because remember, if you do a quarter all the way around, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
So you only need to give it a little pinch on each one, and that will just bring it up again. It's because it's just stretched. That's all settled and stretched. So that's pretty much set up for you now. Again, same system. I like sticking with my system because it. Now the problem with these is, for some reason, you put the snares on and the drum sounds flatter than it did before. These new models sound like this, and it's hard to get the snares set without getting too much rattle on it.